Greetings, teacher friends. I'm sorry that I can't be with you in person to share the new upper level Key Links fluency titles, but I hope this little video interview will actually share with you some of the features that we have in these books.
Jill, what is the fluency stage of reading and why should it be emphasised?
Well, the fluency stage of reading is when children can decode with ease without any mental cognitive effort.
So should we still be emphasising guided reading at this stage, and what should we be focusing on if we are?
Absolutely, we need to be emphasising guided reading. It's very important at all stages of children's reading development. The things that we should be focusing on here, though, at the fluency level, is really getting children to dig deeper into the text, to truly understand what is it all about.
And in regards to the Key Links fluency and upper fluency titles, what's unique about the Key Links titles?
Well, there are many things, but one of the things that are particularly unique is the emphasis on having students to read like a reader and read like a writer.
What do you mean by reading like a reader?
Well, reading like a reader is when they dig deep into how the author has written the text and what is it truly about, the vocabulary and the meaning behind the words.
And what about reading like a writer?
Reading like a writer is when the students look at how the writing has been written, and so they then focus on the techniques that the writer has used.
So what are some of the comprehension strategies that the Key Links fluency books promote?
Oh, we have many comprehension strategies, and these are all set out in a scope and sequence that we have. And just to share some of those comprehension strategies, we have things like vocabulary. We have to make sure that students can clarify the vocabulary, but not only that, also the phrases that are used. Predicting and justifying the predictions. We can't expect children to predict and then not make them justify why they predicted that. Inferring is a very important comprehension strategy. Asking questions. I think what happens is that the teachers do a lot of question asking, but the students really need to be the ones who are also asking the questions. Making connections to themselves, to other texts, and to the world out there. Visualising is a very important comprehension strategy that is covered in these texts. Comparing and contrasting, author's purpose and point of view, skimming and scanning, retelling the main idea, focusing on the main idea is a very important skill, and then finding evidence to support the thinking. And that's important, that students at this fluency stage go back to the text and find the evidence that supported their thinking about it.
Gosh, and what else does Key Links focus on?
Well, it focuses on the writing techniques that are in there, and just to emphasise some of the writing techniques that we have embedded in the text, but also in the panel, things like show, don't tell, building tension, strong verbs and specific nouns, appropriate adjectives. Too many times students use adjectives in the wrong places, and these books will show them the appropriate use of adjectives. Using imagery. How does a writer use imagery to paint a picture for a reader, like similes and metaphors and personification, those things. Adding detail to a text. How do you use the right tense? A variety of sentence structure. So the books show that simple sentences, compound sentences, complex sentences, they're all very important parts of writing. What about a rich vocabulary? We have these embedded in these texts as well. And showing children that writing is about writing for an audience and a purpose, and those things are emphasised, as well as voice and as well as how to develop characters. And there's many more in the scope and sequence.
And word and letter, does Key Links Fluency have a focus on word and letter?
Yes, it also has a focus on word and letter, but that is a focus on word and letter in context, not explicitly taught, but in context. And that consists of things like word derivations, prefixes, abstract nouns, word meanings, those sort of things. And also visual language is part of what these books do emphasise as well. Visual language is very important. Things like diagrams and illustrations and tables of contents and graphs, they're all part of the Key Links upper level fluency.
Gosh, Jill, that's a tremendous list. how does Key Links ensure that teachers can cover all of these things?
Well, first of all, these things are embedded in the text, so that they have been written, specially written, to have all these techniques in there.